Y'all see, I've gotten all my ingredients out. We are going to make shepherd's pie soup. Y'all know I love to take something that's supposed to be in casserole form and make a soup out of it. This one, kind of like that lasagna soup, right? That's one of our favorites, and we're craving that too. But tonight I want to make this one. It's very hearty. It has mashed potatoes in it, or you could cream them. It's got vegetables and the beef. So good, cheesy. So I'm going to get these potatoes peeled and chopped, and then we're going to all move over to the stove, and we'll get these boiling, and we'll start browning our ground beef and get this together. Warm our hearts with this, right? I'll see y'all there. Okay, y'all, I have got 4 large russet potatoes going in this Dutch oven that I chopped in just big chunks. You know, the smaller the chunk, the faster your little potato cook, right? So I just did like bite-sized pieces, I guess, here and there. I'm going to cover them with water. I'm going to turn on my fire and get these boiling. They need to go about maybe 10-15 minutes until they're completely tender, because we're going to mash them. And that's going to be our potatoes in there, and it makes our soup very creamy. It's so good like that. I love it. We need to put in some salt. This is when we get these potatoes salted, so I'm going to put a teaspoon, okay? Okay, and I've got a large onion. That's for our next step. I'm going to go on and chop that before I get all my other ingredients over here. And hope y'all are doing well this evening. I sure do. We have been busy on the farm all weekend, and so I said I'll cook this, and it'll comfort us, and we'll sleep good tonight, won't we? It's starting to cool off a little bit here in Louisiana, and we're quite thankful. We always feel like we survived the heat wave when we get to this point. This is 1 large Vidalia onion, okay? But you can use a yellow onion or a white onion. Any onion that you have, you chop him up, and let's put him in this soup. We're going to make a roux with some onion and garlic and butter and flour, and that's going to be so good. Am I making y'all hungry? Always like when the season changes, because you start cooking something a little different. We've about burnt out on all the meals for that season, huh? So we start changing over, and it's really good. All right, I'm going to get my potatoes boiling. I'm going to put this to the side because I need to cook some ground beef. And I have got about 2 pounds. Now, recipe usually just calls for 1, but since I have a 2-pound package, I'm going to do 2 pounds. So I won't waste. So ours will be extra meaty, okay? But 1 pound will be just fine as well. Get into my package. I've already thawed it, so we can just get to cooking. Y'all get that for me real quick, please. Thank you very much. And of course, we salted our potatoes, but you know we need to salt each layer or season each layer, because we don't want to come up short-handed later. So I'm going to do about a ½ teaspoon here. And then when we add all our veggies, I've got frozen veggies, we'll add another ½ teaspoon, okay? So that way we won't be short. And I'm going to go on and pepper my hamburger, or my ground beef, whichever you want me to say. There we go. It needs to be really lean, but if you don't have it, then you'll brown it and then drain it off, okay? If you don't have really lean. I've cooked plenty that wasn't really lean. Yes, I have. Okay, y'all. I'll meet y'all back here when I get these potatoes drained, and we'll put this soup together. All right, we're going to add our drained potatoes back to our pan with a tablespoon of butter and 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. I think I've got somewhere in that neighborhood left in this package. And then I just use my masher and I mash these up. And I will taste them and see if they might need a little bit more salt. But we put a teaspoon in there, so I bet it's pretty good. And if you don't want to leave your potatoes chunky in your soup, because I like that, it makes it creamy, but it also leaves some potato chunks, you can certainly mix these with a mixer and get them creamy. That's totally your preference, but we're going to leave them chunky tonight. Okay, y'all, I have got the burger on, the ground beef, and I'm going to put all my potatoes in here because we're going to use this pot to put all this soup together. So we'll just put it over here because it's all coming together here in a minute, isn't it? Okay, now right back into our potato pot. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter. And you certainly could use olive oil if you didn't want to use butter. We're going to get this melting. It was already softened, so it won't be but just a moment. And into this, we're going to add our chopped onion. Let it begin to soften. Does anything smell better than onions sauteing in butter, y'all? I don't think so either. It's been softening just a moment, and I'm going to put about 2 or 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. You can do fresh, or you can buy this in the store. I love this little shortcut. And we're going to let that soften just for about 1 more minute. Isn't that a pretty sound, y'all? I think so too. Okay, I have got 4 cups of beef broth going in here. If you don't have beef broth, you certainly could use chicken broth, but I love how it just enhances the flavor of our beef that we're going to put in there. Makes it a really nice, rich color as well. We're going to bring this to a boil. I've got a few bay leaves I'm going to put in there. I will have to fish those out, though, before we eat it, because they will never soften. They give such great little flavor, and we love them, but they will just stay hard. So just remember to fish those out. Y'all, this is about 2 tablespoons of flour to match our 2 tablespoons of butter. And I was supposed to have put that in there before I put the beef broth. But I forgot. I was talking with y'all and I forgot. But you know what? This will be a good time. We'll just make a little slurry with it, with some of the broth before it gets real hot. That way, no worries. We can still fix it, can't we? Yeah. But if you're not talking and yakking like Amy, you could have put that in there and stirred it around with that butter and onions and garlic real quick. But this is going to be just fine too. It's going to kind of thicken our soup for us. And I have about 2 or 2.5 cups of frozen veggies. It's got corn, carrots, green peas, and green beans. And they're frozen, like I said, so we need to put them in here. I'm going to let these come to a boil and go for a few minutes and soften. And then we're going to have us some soup to put together. A little dash of Worcestershire sauce. They have worked and make a deep flavor. And that adds a nice little addition. While I'm fishing out my little bay leaves, they have done what they need to do and our veggies are softened. I checked the carrots because that's the last to get soft. So I turn down my fire just a little. We're going to add all of that goodness back in here. Our mashed potatoes and our ground beef. And there is more. I'll stir this around just a little bit, see if I need a little more beef broth. Mine was a lot of potatoes and extra ground beef, so yeah, we're going to add 1 more can, so I will let y'all know the total. I'll put the recipe on Facebook under the title, and on YouTube I put it in the description box. It's looking good, but we are not finished, y'all. We aren't. We have got some half and half. We're going to put about a cup. You can put about 2 cups if you want to. I'm going to put 1. And we have got some cheddar cheese. Sharp cheddar. And I'm going to put about a cup. You could put up to 2 cups of that as well. Yum. I'll save some and we'll sprinkle on top of our soup. Now, let's bring this all together and let that cheese get melted. You see the chunks of potatoes in there? And it also just immediately thickened it. So good. Just give it just a few minutes and it will be time. Soup will be on.
Dear Father, I just thank you for this meal. I thank you for this time, Lord. Lord, please be with our families, people in our prayers, Lord, our nation. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, baby. Shepherd's pie soup. I gave you the bigger spoon. It's got those big chunky potatoes in it. Is it comforting?
That's good, sweetie. That definitely goes on the winter list.
On the winter time list.
Absolutely.
It sure does. Oh, it's good.
It is good.
One more bite, y'all. Can you see all the chunky potatoes and the veggies? So good.
That's stick to your ribs right there.
Is this your bowl or my bowl?
That's our bowl. That's the sampler bowl. Yeah, we're going to fix us another bowl.
Okay. We're going to go fix us another bowl, y'all. We'll finish this sampler. Y'all, I love y'all. Y'all make this soup. Please put it on your wintertime list. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. I can't leave it alone.